Hey everybody, it's Mike Young, lifestyle nutritionist. Welcome to chapter 140 of my book, Live to 150. That means we're only 10 chapters from the end. Lifestyle nutritionist with aPlantBasedDiet.org. This chapter is dedicated to determining which is more important, genetics or lifestyle. Lifestyle is a word that we use to describe basically your habits, your overall habits for your life, right? Your lifestyle. It also can be confused with someone expecting a high lifestyle, like, lavish lifestyle, whatever. Kind of has a double meaning. Just like behind me, live can mean live or live. Actually, live. It's live. This is live to 150, not live to 150, but we want you alive and we want you to live to 150 years young. That's Mike Young saying that. So, all right, genetics or lifestyle, what's more important? Well, the role of genetics. What is the role of genetics? Well, the role of genetics, obviously, you can do nothing about. And there's a lot of people, even today in 2022, that basically say, well, what about people's genetic history? What about the way they are? And as I've mentioned in the past, the biggest determining factor towards like a divide there, I think, is blunt force physical trauma, like some severe things or some severe birth defects or similar conditions like that, not your just general genetics. I got bad genes or good genes. No, not really. Not really. Because, and this is a really bad example. Don't use this example. We got to think of another one. Write it down in the comments what you want to use. I hear this all the time. And I don't like it. It's a violent example. Genetics loads the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. Now, what can we use? It's not even vegan, if you ask me, okay? I mean, seriously. You can change the expression of your genes through your lifestyle. That's it. Now, what does that mean? It means that you're alive. The body is very well designed. The body is designed to live. The body wants to live. The body will do everything it can to live. The body will even self-heal when you give it the right conditions. So it's a combination of things. It's like saying nature or nurture type of stuff, right? Nature being the genetics, your genetics that you can't do anything about, and nurture being the way that you handle the situation, like playing the cards that you're dealt. And I'm here to tell you that you are human. You're not a car that needs some mechanic to make a diagnosis and order some parts and change them out and all this stuff. I know that they do that now in the medical field, but you don't need to do that. That's one way of doing things. That's the pharmaceutical paradigm, or the I can't remember offhand. I'll think of it here before the chapter ends. It's not the same type of allopathic medicine versus naturopathic medicine. Okay, it's just a different way of looking at the same thing. And yeah, you can be successful and do things, but you're not. The problem with the allopathic way is you're not addressing the root cause. You're not going to have long-term success. You're going to have long-term problems. You'll have short-term. That's it. You're selling off your long-term for your short-term. It's kind of like a lot of things I've discussed here in the book. Even some controversial stuff like Botox and fillers, which I don't do. I think you're sacrificing the short-term for the. You're sacrificing the long-term for the short-term. You want some results and you want them right now, and you want it to be a certain way and you want it done. But that's not how life works. Not long-lasting life anyway. That's very short-term thinking, and I don't recommend it. We're not advocates of that here at aPlantBasedDiet.org or in this book. You're not going to have the longevity that we're talking about, that I'm talking about, unless you are focused more on medium to long-term results and not short-term results. So, for so many things, it's, as we talked about before, it's the way the world works. It's the way life works. And sorry, I'm going to open my notes back up again. Okay. A few things I also want to talk about there. So please, I think that the old thinking is, and I know there's been some people out there that have talked about it, making sure that there's no genetic discrimination, all this other stuff. And there may be some outliers. Again, like I said, this book is not about the outliers of genetics, okay? And I would say that anything that's an outlier in genetic is going to be more of like a Down syndrome or something like that. And I totally get that. We are not lumping people with those types of conditions in with what I'm talking about in this book. But I don't care what you have been through. if you don't have those conditions or some serious trauma, because even most traumas can be repaired by the body. Like I had a fractured wrist at one point. How did that repair? I didn't go to the doctor. The body repairs. The body expects it. The body doesn't expect you to be perfect or the earth to be perfect or wherever planet you go to next to be perfect. You need to shock it and challenge it. So that's what the lifestyle does. You don't want to shock it too much, because if you're behind, if you think your genes are bad and you're behind in that area, you need to kind of play catch up. You need to do better than the average person. Or if you're like me and you're like hypersensitive to everything, you just need to do better than the average person anyway. But as I've started to age, these are the good choices. If everyone made these choices, I think everyone would benefit. Nobody is immune from the positive benefits when you make the right lifestyle choices. Now, if you have some examples of this in your own life, let me know below. I mean, mine, if you go back to the chapter on my story, you know that I went to a doctor in the year 2000, and great doctor, Dr. Sachs here in Poolesville. He's very overly concerned, but that's great because most of the doctors are underly concerned. And I had a little, like a 200 cholesterol level. He's going to put me on meds. But then I learned how to do this by addressing the root cause of the problem. And I'm all good. I got like a 112 cholesterol level now, last time I checked it. So I'm all good. I'm under 150, heart attack and stroke proof, according to Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. And you can find those videos that show all the scientific proof at healthyveganfood.info. That's on our website. It's a tab, healthyveganfood.info. But that's just an example of your lifestyle outperforming your genetics, because there's lots of people in my family with high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and all this other stuff, and it's all lifestyle related. It's not unique to my genetic family line. It's everybody falls, because you're human. It's how humans are. Okay, and be glad that you're a human and not like a car or a robot that needs somebody else to come in and do all this stuff. You can do it for yourself. You can create that balance in yourself. And even if someone comes in and replaces all the parts, if that balance isn't there internally, you're going to keep breaking. That's what I'm saying. You're wanting and getting that short-term fix at the expense of the medium to long-term results. And that's what we do not want. All right. I know if you've gotten this far in the book, you don't want that. You're looking for the lifestyle, the correct lifestyle, the long-term results. And just know, rest assured from this chapter, that by doing that, you're not going to have to worry about whatever genes you have, and you have no control over that anyway. And I don't want you to worry about stuff anyway. It's living in the past. Or no, sorry. Depression is living in the past. Worrying is living in the future about things that probably won't happen. So that's it. Hopefully this is reassuring to you that lifestyle is the way. Following these 150 chapters is the way. Chapter 42, the food, is 80% of it right there. So just go get the Cliff Notes on chapter 42 if that's what you want to do. And I'd love to see your feedback below. And of course, give us a thumbs up, like this video, and subscribe so you hear about us when the next chapter is released. Bye-bye.